Good morning, teachers and friends. The study of ecosystems are important to further understand the planet we live in, as well as to carry out certain conservational projects. The word ecosystem was established by Roy Kaplan in 1930 to classify the relationship that exists between the community of living beings and the physical environment that surrounds them. For today's morning talk, I choose to learn about forest ecosystem, magical, peaceful, and mysterious. Forests have entertained humans for thousands of years, and forests are some of the most famous terrestrial ecosystems on the planet. The beauty, the economic value, and the abundance of life that forests can contain has made forests an important part of our life. How much do we know about forest ecosystem? Let's explore. Look down our life in the forest. Start with soil, where most plants get their food and water. Many animals make their home, and important nutrients are recycled. Tiny pieces of dead plants and animals have been broken down in the process called decomposition. This process wouldn't be possible without organisms named decomposers. Decomposers are special organisms such as fungi and earthworms that consume dead plants and animals that help turn them into soil. Soil becomes high-content nutrients and made trees grow so tall. Trees are the most abundant type of producers in forest ecosystem. Producers are organisms that turn sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into products, like fruits and leaves that provide energy for consumers that cannot make energy by themselves. Which means producers are the base on which ecosystems are built, especially in the forest. Not only trees that provide food, but also create homes for numerous animals like birds or other animals which take shelter in their branch. Snakes hunt rats in the forest floor. They rely on thick vegetation to hide from predators. When trees drop their leaves, branches, or die or fall over, they create habitats and food for an entire community of invertebrates that rely on decomposing trees for their food and shelter. Arthropods that feed directly from trees are an example of primary consumers because they are the very first animals that takes the energy created by producers and use it for their own growth. In the forest ecosystem, primary consumers including many insects, birds, and mammals. As the second step up from producers, these organisms are important prey sources for almost all higher level consumers in the forest. Insects in particular are consumed by a huge variety of birds, reptiles, and small mammals. Since so many animals like to eat insects, it is a good thing if there are plenty of them around. Under the dead trees can reveal a lot of community of hundreds or even thousands of earthworms. Without these little protein snacks, there will be less food for secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are organisms that usually rely partially on eating other consumers and apart from eating producers to gain energy that they need to live. I live in Indonesia with many rainforest ecosystems. Snakes are example of carnivorous secondary consumers that only eat other animals. There are many different species of secondary consumers because of how much energy is available to those animals from both primary consumers and producers, making up the middle layer of ecosystem. Secondary consumers help keep populations of their prey items in check. Tertiary consumers in the rainforest are the organisms who feed on both primary and secondary consumers. They are also considered carnivorous since they eat animals as well. Some examples of tertiary consumers in the rainforest include jaguars. A healthy forest provides a number of benefits to human beings: timber harvest and places to relax and enjoy nature. Trees takes in, filter toxin from air we breathe and water we drink. Without forests, our planet will be drier, hotter, and less biodiversity. It's our duty to save our forests. Thank you for watching, friends.